Hey everybody, and welcome back to Life with Lolo. It is time for our weekly recap of Marriage Bootcamp. This is the hip hop edition, season 17, episode 10, and it was Vow or Never. It was the season finale. I did forget it came on. Child. I was like, I'm forgetting to do a video. And it was this one. So here we go, y'all. I'm sorry about the delay, but I watched it today, and none of the results or anything that ended was shocking or surprising to me. But let's just jump into it. So it kind of picks up where it left off last week, where Hazel was questioning Devon about the blood stain on his pants and stuff like that, and how she was tripping off to was a girl on her monthly dancing on you, all this other foolishness, child. So Phaedra had to go in there. She was like, Phaedra, do this look like blood? And she was like, no, it looked like, some throw up or whatever he was drinking is on his pants. So she was like, oh, okay. Hazel kind of babysat him over the night. She took him to the bathroom and stuff like that. She made sure he was okay. And then in the morning time, she went into the girls' room, because that's where all the girls supposed to be sleeping in one room, and then all the guys supposed to be sleeping in one room. So in the morning time, she went and joined the girls and stuff, and they were all kind of talking about what was going to happen, because, it was test result day, and it was also, recommitment type day or whatever like that. So they were kind of talking about that, and they were like, Tahiri was like, what if none of us walk away with a ring or whatever? And they was like, well, that's gonna be sad and stuff. And I think Shonda was like, yeah, because Medina is such a nice guy and stuff. And Phaedra was like, yeah, well, what's wrong with me? Like, what's wrong? And she was like, well, you look like you need a man with some edge or whatever. And Phaedra was joking about giving him some meat or something. So they was kind of talking about that. And Phaedra was saying, like, when the heart is involved and then you add the penis, it kind of gets distorted. Like, everything just wants to be focused on sex. She don't want to be dickmatized, I guess. So I guess that's what she kind of saying or whatever. I don't know. In the guy's room, Devon, he still got a hangover. He was talking about how he was faded the night before. He not really worried about the results. Hazel, of course, is in the other room talking about if he was there for clout and stuff. That's it. It's a wrap. She done with it. It's over with, because she not doing that ish no more. Who was it? Okay. And then Medina, he was saying, like, he needs to kind of figure out, because what he's going to do, because he put his time in. He just don't understand why Phaedra acting like, he just there for the puss, basically. What else, child? Oh, and then Willie was confused, because he was saying, like, if she can't forgive me, then he might not give her a ring. But if it was like, well, what if she don't give me a ring because she can't forgive me? And then what if I can't give her a ring because of her results and stuff like that? So he was kind of confused or whatever. And then Tahiri was saying, like, how she's upset how her and Vado came there. They were friends and stuff, and they were supposed to be working on stuff, not violate each other. So then they were all gathered into the living room. Josh Toller is there at the front with the results and stuff like that. She reminds us again that deception was indicated for 3 people. Now, Medina and Phaedra go up there first, and basically their questions was surrounded by sex. Like, Medina, do you want to have a sexual relationship with Phaedra? He said yes. No deception was detected. They asked Phaedra the same question. She said no. No deception was indicated. And I'm like, those were stupid questions, because Phaedra obviously doesn't want just a sexual relationship with Medina. She wants it to be more. And then the way he answered it, it was just kind of like, that's all he really wants. So I didn't really like their questions. But they weren't lying either way. So, even Tahiri was like, yeah, because if she just wanted some sex, she would have been slapped him with that snapper. I was cracking up. So, what else happened, child? So then it was Willie and Shonda. His question was something about, would he cheat on her? Was he over cheating or something like that? He said yes, he was done with that. No deception was indicated. So he's going to be faithful. For her question, because her question was like, or his question to her was, will you forgive me, or something like that. Judge Toller just gave him the answer in the envelope, and so he can look at it later or whatever. I was like, are you serious? But so we didn't know what his answer or her answer was, I should say. Then Tahiri, her question was, do you accept physical violence in a relationship? She said no. Deception was detected. So that's one person was deception. So she was like, wait, what? Like, huh? And of course, we already know that Vado didn't get to ask her a question, but she asked him a question. It was your apology for real? So her answer, they gave her the envelope with his answer in it, so she can look at it in her own time and stuff like that. Because they was like, it's not really none of our business if he his apology was real or not. That's totally up to you or whatever. So they just let her be. Then it was Divine and Hazel. Hazel didn't take the test because of the whole miscarriage. Her question to Divine was basically, are you clout chasing, yada yada yada. Deception was indicated. So there's two people who deception was indicated. And she, of course, that broke her heart, because that was all that she really wanted to know. She really wanted to know if he was there for her and stuff like that. Child, he was slow talking something. I didn't even know what that meant. So I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. I was like, he's special. Something wrong with that boy. So Judge told her, basically said, like, just pick somebody who's going to be there for you, be there calm, not stress you out and all the other stuff. So then people came in with the ring boxes, and they gave them the rules about what to do with the ring boxes. Put the ring in there if you want to stay in a relationship, but think about it. Y'all going to be in y'all separate quadrants, the guys with the guys, the girls with the girls, and y'all see each other later. So it's like 4 hours. Before everybody separated, but Tahiri stayed behind. And so the judge sits with Tahiri, and she was like, I saw your reaction to that question, and you was kind of shocked to it. And she was like, yeah, because I don't accept violence as, my thing or whatever. And she was like, well, because you grew up around it and stuff, it's like second nature, so you just normalized it or whatever. You were basically desensitized to the violence and stuff like that. And so she was like, wow, I didn't even really think about it like that. So she has a lot to kind of think about and stuff. And she was saying like how her friendship was damaged and stuff like that. And then Judge told her, was like, well, this is your chance to tell him how you're feeling. So, get it all out basically. So 4 hours before the ceremony, Divine says, like, in the beginning, it really, like, he didn't really know what he wanted to do in a relationship. He probably was trying to use her, but he ended up falling in love with her, and he wanted to be in a relationship with her or whatever like that. So, we see Hazel, she went on like the terrace or something like that. She crying, like she boohoo crying. Shonda there, hugging her. Like all the girls basically rallied around her and was kind of supporting her, and she was just upset and stuff. Divine is downstairs, and he like, I know she upset. She feeling some type of way about the answer and stuff. So I'm gonna go up there and try to console her. Basically, he go upstairs and stuff. And he trying to console her. Phaedra was still kind of sitting there like, well, I don't know if I should go or not, because Hazel didn't really want to talk to him. And so after a while, Hazel was like, you can go ahead. I'm going to just sit here and listen to him or whatever. So she goes away. He like, look, I ain't mean that. I love you. I want to be with you. She like, yeah, but you was using me and stuff like that. And I'm not here for those games and stuff like that, because I love you and all this other stuff. Give you my space. You know how Hazel get or whatever. She starts tossing water on something, you thirsty, cool the F off. So she go inside to her room. He follows her in there. She like, what else do you want from me? You did what you did. You got what you wanted. Why you here? Whatever. Security came in there, of course. Medina came in there, and so then we see Dr. Ish. He done pulled everybody out the room, and then he's sitting there talking to Hazel. She was like really visibly upset and hurt and stuff like that, because it's like something you don't want to hear about somebody using you or stuff like that. Even though we don't really think that Hazel is all this popular and has all these accolades that she, thinks that she does, she is still a celebrity. So she can still get her social media popping. She still has fans out there. People like her and are keeping her relevant and stuff like that. So he could be leeching off of her and stuff like that. So I can understand where she's upset at, because I'm not no dang on celebrity in the least or whatever like that, but I have been in relationships where people have used me and got what they wanted from me and then kept it moving and stuff like that. So we have all, as women, at some time in our lives have been in a situation, and you never want to feel like you're being used and stuff like that. So my heart kind of went out to her as far as that. But Divine, he does give off that, like, I'm gonna go to someone who can continue to do what my mom and my dad did for me when I was younger, because he already said he was spoiled. He wanted to finer things. He felt like he deserved those things and stuff like that. So we already know where his mindset is. So his answer was not really shocking to me. I don't know if it was shocking to y'all, but it really wasn't shocking to me, that he would probably feel that way or whatever like that. So Dr. Ish basically sat down with her and was basically like, what do you want in this relationship? You need someone who's going to be there. You have to kind of decide what you want. If you want to put up with this, you already know what he's about. Are you going to leave? You know, like, just kind of giving her like some fillers and try to figure out what she's going to do. Because he was like, she's in a state of mind right now where her thought process is not going to be like, oh yeah, we're going to stay in this relationship. She's going to be rational and quick and be like, oh, well, F this or whatever. So he was basically saying, like, think about what you want to do. Really think about it. Don't just make a harsh decision or whatever like that. And she was saying, like, she loved him and all that. You know, she was in love with him. She gave her heart to him and stuff. And he basically was just kind of like, I'm going to use you and get what you wanted. And I feel like honestly, I feel like in the beginning, when he first met her, he probably was like, okay. And because he was a model or something like that. So he probably was like, oh, okay, she's somebody who probably can get my social media popping. I'm with her. She going to put me in the right lane to meet people, to socialize, the network and all that other stuff. And then, like he said, he ended up falling in love with her. So maybe that's how he was still feeling a little bit, or he was feeling guilty that he did use her for clout or whatever. And that's why his thing was deceptive, but who knows, child. Anyway, we see Vado, he's back or whatever like that. Tahiri, so we saw all the girls in the room. I don't forget which room they were in, but they were getting ready, getting their makeup, getting their dresses on and stuff like that. And then we saw the guys in the room. Of course, Vado is separate from all the guys or whatever, but we saw that he came back. He's in the Dr. Ish's office or whatever. Tahiri is not sure if she's going to open up the envelope, because they was like, you going to open it up? She was like, I don't know, I'm not sure. Then we saw Hazel. They was like, what you want to do, girl? And she was like, well, I need your help. I talked to my mom, and my mom said I should put him underneath a contract. So if he is really using me for clout or whatever, and he does come up, that if he decides to leave because he didn't got what he needed, I can get 10% or a certain percentage off his ass or whatever. And they was like, oh yeah, girl, do that. Get your power back or whatever. She was like, this percentage going to ease my pain a little bit or whatever. And they was like, well, if he don't sign no contract, don't give him no ring and all this other stuff. So they was just like, yes, girl, make that, do that. So Medina in the guy's room, he's still confused and stuff like that. What else happened? Yeah, so then Willie and Shauna there up first. She looked cute. Her dress was cute or whatever like that. They were kind of giving like their last words, I guess, before they opened up the ring box. She said that she can be honest, and that she was happy she was in a process with him, and that he put in the work with the process, and that he was honest with her. I should say, I messed that up at the beginning, but whatever. But she don't know if she can get over things and stuff. And he was saying, like, I'm in a relationship with my best friend, but I don't like the disrespect. And then he got down on his knee, and he was like, 15 years friendship, 12 years married, a whole bunch of kids. she crying. He opened up the ring box. Of course, the ring was there. She had her ring in the ring box. They exchanged rings, and they were moving on. Hazel and Divine, child, he had no shirt on. I said, I guess his tattoos is his shirt, but whatever. Her dress was too damn tight. I'm like, Hazel, all that ass, and you trying to fit it into some small. Like, girl, stop. And I said small. Okay, that's what I said. I was just like, Lord. He get up there, he apologized to her. He said he loved her and whatnot. She said, I loved you without intention, and I believed in you. She's still real teary-eyed and stuff. And then she says, well, because I think he showed her the ring. And then she says, well, before I give you this ring or whatever, I got this management contract. How about you sign this contract, and then you can get your ring or whatever. She was like, because I will not be making the same mistakes again. And he was just like, all right, whatever. He didn't even read it. He didn't even look at nothing. He just like, Dr. Ish, like, nothing says love like a contract. He was like, what is you doing? She was like, look, if something go haywire or whatever like that, I got his ass. Child, she gonna get 30%. 30%. I said, Lord, he finally sit down in the interview room or whatever on the couch, and he reading over the contract. He was like, I don't even know what all this say or whatever. He reading over the contract. Why goddamn going we was like, what did it say? What did it say? Basically, Hazel owns, it said translation, Hazel owns Divine's ass or some shit like that. I was cracking up because I said, yeah, she got him. I said, ooh, child, but she gonna get her money. She said, I'm gonna get my money off this come up, okay? And then Medina and Phaedra, she was telling him like he's smart, he funny, and his ability to put up with her would turn her on or whatever. He doesn't feel like he told her that he doesn't feel like she's ready for a man like him. He opened up the box, it wasn't no ring. She opened up the box, it was a ring. He was like, well, whoa, I was kind of shocked that she gave me a ring or whatever. So then he was like, I'm going to amend this. I'm going to hold on to this ring. And if you kind of get out your shell and come around and stuff like that, and then I'm still available, because he said, look, I ain't waiting, child. I'm going to move on. Okay, you do know I'm moving on. So, and he was like, and I'm still available, then we can revisit it later on or whatever. So they kind of walked away as friends. So that was kind of good. She was acting like she was unfazed by the whole thing. So I was just like, this don't even make no goddamn sense. Whatever. What else happened, child? Then Tahiri, she was the last one. So she was acting all confused and stuff. She ain't know what her decision was going to be. She was saying like they was friends, and then, but he put his hands on her, and then he put his hands on her in front of a whole bunch of people and stuff like that. So she was upset about that. Her dress was really cute. I really did like her dress. He was dressed like he was about to go on a jog or some shit, child. But she went up there and she was like, I did the work. Well, no, Dr. Ish was like, Vado, you did some of the work or the self-work or something like that, but she really did all the work or whatever. So then Phaedra, Tahiri started telling, like, I'm doing this for all the little children, all the women who's in situations like this. I'm doing this for myself. I'm standing up because I'm going to let people know that this is not right. And I kept blaming myself because I threw some apples at you, and I threw apples at you. You're supposed to walk away. And he like, y'all really brought me here for this shit. Like, really? Like, y'all got me standing here like this for this. And she was just like, look, I got this ring for me. I love myself. This what we doing. I'm like, forget you or whatever. She handed him back the envelope. She didn't even open it up to see like if his answers, what his answers was or whatever. They showed that he said yes in the examination room or whatever. So Dr. Ish was like, she don't even really want to look at the results or whatever like that. That's how much over you she is or whatever. Vado had a whole attitude, child. Tahiri went back into the building. Like, I'm on my own. I'm doing me, whatever type thing. He was upset, and Dr. Ish was like, well, your van is waiting for you in the parking lot and stuff. Oh, before he said that, he was like, so I made one mistake and y'all still doing all this or whatever. Nigga, what? Like, what? Like, it's too soon. It's too soon. It's too fresh. Like, he really expected people to get over it. Like, if it was something like months on end and they were still like in a relationship or something like that, like she forgave him and took him back, and then it was like months going down the line and stuff, and then they got into an argument or something, and then she brought it back up, but like he didn't touch her or nothing like that, but she brought it back up, then I could be like, okay, like, yeah, she holding that against you or whatever like that because she forgave you, she's supposed to move on and stuff like that. However, this just happened yesterday. Like, dude, like, chill out. Like, yeah, you made a big mistake that affected her in that way. So, like, it's going to take her a little time to kind of get over it and for you to be back in her good graces if she really wants you to. She don't seem like she really wants you to. So, yeah. But he was upset. Dr. Ish was like, well, honey, take your envelope with you. Vado threw the envelope on the ground and stuff and then stormed off and said that he wanted to do better for other women and all this other stuff. And so he went to his van. But you saw it was two people that was deceptive. It was Tahiri and Divine. So those was the two that showed that it was deception. Remember, it was 3 people. So Vado was the only other result that was left. So his answer, when he said yes, that he was sorry, that was a lie. So he really wasn't sorry. And we can already see that he really wasn't sorry. The way he was acting and stuff like that, we already kind of saw that he wasn't sorry. But he kind of went off. They went inside. Tahiri was kind of asking what was going on. Phaedra said that she helped Hazel write that contract, child. So you know he getting some money. And what else? Medina was saying like he glad he did this experiment and stuff like that, and he got the answer that he wanted. I was like, ooh. So, because Phaedra was looking hurt, like, oh damn. What else? And I think that was it. They kind of toasted, and that was pretty much it. Divine wanted to know when the contract expired, because he's talking about it got an expiration date. I know it do. And she was like, why are you worried about that? And that's kind of when it went off. That was it, y'all, for this episode and this season. It was interesting, to say the least. There was some good characters on there. Vado and Tahiri, I don't know. I hope they kind of just don't. Like, their friendship is kind of dead in the water at this point. They both kind of embarrassed each other on national TV. So I don't see how you can just rekindle that kind of friendship back. Phaedra and Medina, I don't think they're in a relationship. We already knew Willie and Shonda was going to stay together. And we already knew Hazel and Divine was going to be together because they married and they had a baby and stuff. So at any rate, y'all, that was the end of the season. Y'all let me know how y'all felt about it. If y'all like this review, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. If you're not subscribed to my channel, but you're watching this review, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. All right, y'all. Until next time. Peace.